Hello, 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 hello. Today is 420, which apparently has something to do with smoking marijuana. People associate 420, April 20th, with smoking marijuana, National Marijuana Day. So some folks have asked me if tonight I was going to screen something appropriate for that. Well, there was no other more known smoker toker than Robert Mitchum, who's the star of tonight's Get Blitz Tokum Doped Up Noir Extravaganza. Extravaganja. It's called Angel Face, and it has nothing to do with marijuana. This is a film about a manly-looking ambulance driver who gets his whole life upended by an alluring rich girl, Beverly Hills British beauty. You heard the term femme fatale? If you're here tonight, I think you have. It's a common term. So Big Mitchum, he's a tough guy, but he's not tough enough for little old Gene Simmons. In noir films, Mitchum often played characters resigned to his unfortunate fate of being emotionally manhandled and tangled in a web that he could walk away from, but he just won't. Baby.
Someday, somehow, you're gonna hate her enough to kill her.
On the surface, he always appears passive, which was often criticized back in the day by critics, but history has praised his laid-back, sleepy-eyed style as ahead of his time. I think he was just totally baked, man. Somebody made this joke. I feel like someone's already made this joke. Hey, critics, I'll let you decide what you think. I'm gonna have another bong rip. So yeah, Robert Mitchum was a bad boy, naughty boy, stoner boy, but he's also one of the select stars of noir era who stayed a big star through his entire career in the 70s and 80s. The film also stars Gene Simmons, not to be confused with Gene Simmons. She's really great in this film. You probably know her from Laurence Olivier's Hamlet. I'm sure you all know her from Hamlet. When I say Gene Simmons, you're probably like, oh, from Hamlet. So, the behind-the-scenes story that I heard of her casting from TCM's Eddie Muller is Howard Hughes, who's the head of RKO, without consulting Gene, upped and bought her contract because he wanted to bed her and own her, and she was like, no, I don't want to do that with you, weirdo. So she sued him, and the agreement was that she had to do a few pictures in a quick amount of time, and Hughes was bitter, so he hired the director Otto Preminger to be extra hard on her during production and give her a hell of a hard time in the short amount of time that they had to film this B picture. So there's a famous story that Eddie Muller from TCM, he told it, and I'm paraphrasing here, there's a scene where Gene has to get slapped by Mitchum, and Preminger was demanding take after take, and harder until Mitchum finally walked over and slapped Preminger and said, "Is that how you want it?" And Preminger, he wasn't too happy with that. Apparently, it was such a tumultuous behind-the-scenes production that Mitchum protected Simmons from a variety of unkind behaviors behind the scenes by way of Preminger and Howard Hughes on this production. This film has a weird hypnotic spell. We just get pulled into it because Gene Simmons plays such a calculating, manipulative character, and at times it's as if she doesn't think she's doing anything wrong. She's so bored that she's willing to consider even murder. She should just toke a bowl, if you ask me. But am I wrong? Does this film actually feature a sort of hypnotic, alluring lull tone to it with some shocker? Or are we just totally stoned? Reminder that there is no overt reference to marijuana in this film. This is not a marijuana-based film. It just stars a marijuana smoker who got busted for marijuana. Also, Otto Preminger was a great director, and he did a movie about LSD later in his life called Skidoo with Groucho Marx. Anyway, we're not talking about that. He made a lot of great noir films. Laura, Fallen Angel, Whirlpool. He's very great at blocking and staging and elaborate camera moves, and there's less of that in this one, but there is some clever, subtle blocking. So, for you film blocking lovers, that's why I'm telling you about that. It also features a character actor that I like named Kenneth Tobey, who I'm a fan of. I always remember him from his cameo in Joe Dante's Inner Space, where he says, "Play with it, pal. Don't talk to it."
You're not going to be small forever.
Play with it, pal. Don't talk to it.
Who was that?
There's also an appearance from Jim Backus from Gilligan's Island and Rebel Without a Cause, Mr. Magoo. There's a lot of subtle class commentary in this one, and I bet you'll feel real smart if you spot it, but I'm not going to pretend I'm so smart that I can explain it. But Mitchum, he's a working class ambulance driver who likes cars, well, I think he liked cars in real life, and whose girlfriend works at a hospital, while bored, emotional Gene Simmons doesn't even have a job. Also in these films, the relationship consummating happens off camera, but we're mature enough audiences that we don't have to see that stuff. We know what's happening. We know what it all means. We know that there's some consummating going on behind the scenes. The Hays Code wouldn't let us show it, but we don't need to show it. This is a family event, right? Probably some pot smoking going on behind the scenes too. Anyway, this is a great film. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. There's a few shocker moments here, as I said, and I have yet to show a Robert Mitchum film. So here's a good one to start with. Enjoy. Thank you.
You want to murder her? You kidding?